Today we are taking this blank canvas of a backyard and we're going to use these boulders to turn it into this. What's up everybody? It's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. It's been a while, but I'm back. We are in Wayne, New Jersey, and today we're back in action here, getting our 2019 season underway with a patio falls installation. Let me show you what we're doing. So we got a typical suburban backyard here in Wayne, New Jersey, and we got Bolivar and April. So here's the back of the house. That's the window they spend most of their time sitting at, which is the kitchen. And back here, this used to be a swimming pool, which I think was like 80 years old. It's since been demolished. They filled it in. Now they're going to put a patio space here, and they want a water feature to look at when they're having coffee in the morning. So we're going to do that for them. Blank canvas. This is the power that's going to feed the waterfall. So we'll be able to plug into that eventually. Right here, we're going to build our Patio Falls series pondless waterfall. It's about 6 feet long from start to finish, about 2 feet of elevation from the ground level up to where the waterfall starts, and it's going to really fit nicely up against this new patio that will be built in this space. Today I'm going to show you everything that goes into building one of these small pondless water features. Everything from digging, putting the reservoir in, installing the plumbing, then we're going to shape out and carve our shelves for the waterfall. Actually going to construct the waterfall with the boulders, plug this thing in, and you're going to get to see it flow. These guys are getting busy, so that means it's time to get started. We've got everything laid out and we are ready to get started. Let me show you what we've got and what's going into this water feature. Okay, here are the guts of the pondless waterfall. We've got underlayment, liner, pondless pump vault. That's where the pump is going to be housed. These are aqua blocks. These create a structural void inside the liner for our water storage. We've got our plumbing, which is 1.5 inch flex PVC, and we've got a pondless spillway. All this together, along with these rocks, that machine, and these people are going to create a beautiful waterfall here in the backyard. First things first, we are going to spray out where our reservoir is going. Then we can set the level of what the top of our reservoir is going to be. For that, we're going to use a laser transit and we're going to shoot off of the existing walkway. We want to have the top of our aqua blocks about 3 inches below what the future patio is going to be. This way, you got enough room for gravel on top, maybe a little bit of pooling, and it's not going to be awkward or at a place where it's too high or too low when the finished patio goes in. By taking these aqua blocks and laying them out where they're going to go in the ground along with the pump vault, we can then spray around it and start our excavation. From there, we got underlayment, liner, then all these components go in. Then the fun stuff starts. We get to take all these rocks and start creating a beautiful water feature. The excavation's been roughed in. It's important that we go through the whole bottom, get it very level, front to back and side to side, as well as pick out any small rocks that are in there. We don't want anything sharp that's going to be against our liner once the reservoir goes in. Our reservoir is installed. We've got our fabric and our liner encapsulating the aqua blocks. So that's going to provide our water storage. There we've got our pump vault. This is where the pump is going to sit, tucked away, out of sight, but in a great spot for maintenance. Eventually we're going to have plumbing that's going to go up to feed the top of the waterfall. Now that that is all done, we can take these rocks and start building a waterfall. So now this is where your experience level comes in. We've been doing this for over 20 years, so we've got a little bit of experience when it comes to setting rocks, but you want to find something that you can start with. The first rock is usually the most important because that's going to set the tone for the rest of the waterfall. Let me show you the one that we have in mind. Okay, I went with this one right here. And the reason I like this rock is it's going to be my frame rock. Now when I say frame rock, it's going to be framing one side of a waterfall. This is actually going to double as a waterfall weir as well. You see how it's sloped like that? That gives me a natural frame on this side that's going to contain the water over here. I'm going to have probably this rock behind it as a flat weir. It's going to dump water on top of this stone, and then it's going to slide off this way, where there'll be some other boulders that are going to frame this side of it. That's the first one we're going with. We're going to go right in the bottom of the reservoir with it, and you guys can watch as we put the rest of this cool waterfall together. So I'm sitting here thinking about how I'm going to explain this so that it sounds easy. It's easy for us because we build waterfalls every day, but I'm going to do my best to try to show you what we have in mind here and how it's all coming together. We've taken a lot of these odd shaping rocks that have these flat tops on them. There's even some rounded portions to them, and we fit them together so they're going to work. We've got this channel here that's going to be presenting this waterfall. Now, from the gazebo and the house, you'll see directly into this area here. We're going to slope this down so you really get that visual of that bottom waterfall. What we've done here is we've taken that rock that I told you we were going to start with. It's slanted in, and we've pinched this right side in with this other rock. That's going to force the water to come this way. Some of it's actually going to go in here in that little chasm. Most of it will come off the face. Behind it, we put a rock that's going to get the water level. So it's going to take and carry that stream of water and force it out on top of this rock to let it actually come off over here. If we didn't put that back there, the water would just come right through here and dump in that hole, and you wouldn't see any water up on this rock. So it was important to get that rock in back there. Now you can see we're framing the left side of that to keep that water corralled where we want it. Now we can go ahead and go off this way. We're gonna have a little pooling area here. There'll be a drop coming into it, and then finally we'll go up towards where the top of the waterfall's going to be starting. Got another pro tip for you. Right now, Bolivar is setting a weir stone. A weir is where the waterfall is gonna come off. What has to happen is we want to get that nice and level side to side and pitch forward just slightly so it forces the water to come over the face. But the other thing we're trying to do on this particular waterfall is, if a Bolly will move his arm out of the way, we want to come off this rock and let some of the water come on this side and fall back in on itself, which is going to give it a really cool effect down into this pooling area. We're going to rip around the corner here, and then boom, boom, we're in the reservoir. So we are looking pretty good. We're at the top of our waterfall. This is our waterfall spillway. That's how we're going to start the top of this waterfall. So what happens is the water comes in the back where that pipe connection is. You see that piece right there? That's called a diffuser. So it goes in, it hits a wall inside there and diffuses the water around, so it comes out pretty evenly from that opening. From there, we're going to come off this drop here into a little pool, into here, and then down to the bottom. From here, we'll foam our rock work so we get the water to go over the rocks instead of behind. We're going to touch up the edges, add some soil, and hook up the pump. We should have this running very shortly. That's it, people. We are finished with this patio falls. It looks fantastic. We are going to turn it on in a minute. Give you some specs real quick. 6 foot long, 2 foot of elevation, multiple cascades, beautiful pondless waterfall. I am going to get Kathy and Pete, bring them out, and we're going to plug this in for the very first time. I want to see their reaction and let them tell us what they think of their new water feature.
Wow,
Now.
look at that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
That is awesome.
I can't believe you guys can do this. I really can't.
This was a 40,000 gallon pool. We're just thrilled with the way it looks now. The pool was 75 years old. We couldn't afford to have it updated. It would have cost $50,000. We had it filled in, and what Jack and his crew have done here is just awesome. We are really, really pleased.
There we go. Another family touched by a beautiful water feature. This really turned out fantastic. Hope you guys like what we're doing over here. It's good to be back. I've been off for a few weeks from the camera, but I'm back now every Friday, 4 p.m. Be sure to be here. We're going to show new water features just like this one and even bigger ones every Friday at 4 p.m. Subscribe, like, drop a comment. I want to know what you think about this water feature and the other stuff that we're up to over here at Atlantis Water Gardens. We'll see you guys on the next one.